Hello and welcome back. I'm Beeble Joe, and this is Work as Resources Soviet Republic Season 4, Episode 2. If you sat through the whole live stream, if you were there live, or if you watched it afterwards, kudos to you. Thank you very much. Today, we take the next step. What's the first industry? Great. Well, we have this figured out. This is really about 5 or 10 minutes after I stopped the stream, or in-game, not in real life, but the numbers have changed a little bit. We're a little higher in workers again. I think we're going to tweak the birth rates a little bit, or 3 division is, not me. I have nothing to do with that. I'm not a developer for them. But here, we're pretty highly happy. We're getting some sport, and just our health is pretty high. That's good, because that means our birth rate is high. Our happiness is relatively low, and I was trying to look at what our problem is, and we have a lot of people. I guess this one is doing a little better. There was one place where there's one, this guy. Productivity is 30%. Your happiness is 13%. I don't see what you're missing out on, so I hope it's just going up for you instead of down. But this is going to be a problem, because once happiness is going too low, and it may be related to loyalty. I can't really tell right now, because I don't have secret police, and I don't have any police. I don't have anything that relates to any of those things, so that's a problem. I would like to avoid having a pub in here, in this area, but I'm not saying that I will never add one, because if that is my problem, then I just have to fix it and have to deal with the health consequences afterwards. But for right now, average productivity 30% is just terrible, very terrible. So we have to keep that in mind, keep an eye on this number. I mean, loyalty technically says 40%, so it shouldn't be that bad. I don't like that I can see this on the global stat. If I only have one city, I know what the average is, so that's not good. But good, happiness went up for this guy. So I'm assuming we may be fine. Maybe not. There's a crime that's happening at the shopping center. Yep. The more crimes we have in crime and justice enabled, the less happier people are. So we got to keep an eye on that too. But as long as we're in this range, 68%, and I'm pretty sure they're also related to the quality of flats, which is 85%. That's pretty high, honestly. We should be fine. We just gained 7 more kids, and 21-year-olds living without own flat are growing. So once this one is done, we essentially will fill that up right away. That's fine. Just means we have to start the next residential area right away. Good. Normally I would start right now building out the gravel industry and going bananas on that. I'm not going to do that here. Why? Because if we look at our statistics, economy and trade, how much did we import for the whole year so far? Let's look at the money. Steel, we're not going to build that. It's super expensive to get there. We need a lot of people to make that work. Mechanical components depend on steel. Electric components take a lot of different things. We only imported 14 items of it. Not worried about it. Fuel is a big one that costs us a lot of money. But also the industry for that is very expensive unless we go crop-based biofuel. Not opposed to that, but feels a little cheaty. Bricks. This is interesting, because bricks is really a very cheap resource, but we just needed a lot of them so far. Gravel is up here, but we are also currently filling up this store. So out of the 646 tons of gravel that we currently imported, most of that is still just stored, and we haven't used it yet. We haven't consumed it, so that's not a lot. Asphalt, yeah, auto build at the beginning. This is going away because we are getting bitumen and gravel now from the asphalt plant. Clothing, we barely imported any. Like 2 tons, that's really nothing. And then concrete, yeah, we're making that now. Bitumen is related to fuel. We're not going to look at that. Boards is actually an interesting option that we could look at, because we have so many trees around here and the area is pretty good for boards. The only problem I have with boards is the export is they're not worth a lot, and they're high volume, low value product when you're done with it. Exporting them with trucks is barely worth it, because the fuel that the truck spends is about that. Yeah, I actually want to see what a full truckload of lumber is worth. The fuel that the truck spends while getting out to the like dropping off the boards at the border post will just cost potentially more than what the boards are worth. Let's run this real quick. Oh, you're getting bricks. You cheated. I thought you wanted lumber. But even a full load of bricks is only worth this much, and lumber is about that or even less. It's not good. If we look at the same for gravel, it's even less than that. So none of these are really great options to export right now. We do need them. I would prefer to produce them ourselves so we don't have to worry about importing them, but for right now, we need an industry that can make us money right away. We don't want an industry that just replaces a little bit of our construction things that don't cost a lot. And I think the best version for that is something that I often pick. It's the next one in the list. Food. Cement is also not a bad option, but food I think is our best candidate. Why am I saying that? Look at the current prices. A ton of food sold into rubles is currently worth $120. Okay, that's not bad. 1 ton of crops is worth 17 ruble. Sorry, I said dollars. The ratio is essentially 2 tons of crops turns into 1 ton of food. So for $34, 34 rubles, I get 120 ruble back. Actually, I should redo that because $19 to buy 19 ruble to buy this. So for 38 ruble, I make 120 ruble. So that is almost a 1-to-3 ratio that's exchanged. Plus, food is actually a pretty low volume, high value product. And at this point, we have some of our covered trucks sitting here, so we could import crops right away, and we can use them also to export the food. So I really, really like that option. The best thing that we can do is actually connected to this warehouse, and I should have thought about that earlier, but I didn't. But I think we have enough space to make this actually work here. The only thing that I'm not sure about right now, and we're running this, let's run this at half speed, because if I miss any of these numbers, we may die, and I don't want to risk that. I was looking at the different food factories. This food factory, as we have it right now, may honestly be our best option. I would like to not auto-build it. You cost 66,000 ruble, okay. 170 people, we don't have that available right now, because when we fully run this, that is almost 600 people that we need just to run the food factory. That's not going to happen. We also won't have enough crops for this. But there are other options. There's a food factory over here that's essentially exactly half of what the full vanilla food factory is doing. And I kind of like this. I kind of really, really like this. The only problem with this setup, which I don't know that that is a problem, because, yeah, this would have been, fudge! I hate it. Oh, punishment. Punish, punish, punish. I do not want to auto-build anything anymore. We're done with auto-building, so the punishment is I lost that money that I just spent on that, which is, I'm totally fine with that. But I just want to plan this to know that I may want to connect to this warehouse with a train later on. Potentially even from the other side. Wow, yeah, we can actually get in there. That's pretty nice, and that's pretty helpful for later on. But just to keep this in mind, we may put that there. But if we can use this warehouse to house the crops and put the food, life is honestly pretty good for everything that we need to do, because now we can just put a food factory here. And I like the half-sized one, because I don't want to go too big on this, and I think we will have more than one food factory set up. So yeah, we have two options here. Do I want to do food and use it to supply our store and to to export it, or do I want to go to clothing, which is the other option, which I do want to look at. Clothing right here. Let's get rid of this menacing look. Click this button first. Thank you. Then go to clothing. Close our clothing factory. Yes, you cost a lot of money. I have to click around here before it actually works. You cost 42,000, so it's cheaper, much cheaper than a food factory, actually. And well, I started this in Season 3. What I do know is this has a really slow trickle. So once you get fabric in, it takes a really long time to make a little bit of clothing. And so far we have, well, we just don't have the workers for this. There is an option, small clothing factory. The ratios are all correct. This one has a little better ratio. but I don't want to go that big. 180, 20. It feels like these all are reasonable. Clothing factory. This one could actually be really, really nice. This one has potential. I do think I can get this one connected to that, to one of these. I like that. I want to do that. This is just dirt road. So let's give myself 2 options that I can do here, because at some point I do want to set up clothing. So we're just going to get that in here, I hope. I'm really annoyed with myself right now. I will say that. I don't want to auto build anything, and that little terraforming that I just got essentially for free, not a fan. Not a fan at all. But it's money that runs away from me right now. I'm not really getting a real advantage out of it, so I'm not going to complain about it too loudly. But I just don't like it. I'll put you here. Yes, I figured I can connect you here, and that will be good. I do want the food factory right next to you, and I do like the small one. I do like the 2 small ones that I have here. So yeah, set you up, and now we essentially have everything that we need to have a lot of production ready to go. Do I want you here? Surprised this fits here, but because it fits here, this may be a really good location for it. Yeah, I think I like this. Excavators. It's just, they're gonna take a little while, sorry. And we're actually gonna speed this up so this actually gets done. Trying to move it around a little bit, but also sometimes it just says, no, you can't do this anymore. And I'm just like, oh, but please. Okay, just a little more, guys. And I do think the fabric factory on the south side here is close enough to the what is it, station over here, that can actually get reached if I really try, if we put a gravel path in there, which we will at some point for sure. Let's get this one quickly connected, hopefully. Quickly is a harsh word. With these guys terraforming on rubble or on stone, just not a good idea. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe able to get a little quicker if we go a little closer to everything. So put one here. Yep. Almost there. There we go. There we go. And then this one, I always like to just have pretty simple connections. So, well, not simple, but reduce your nodes. That is actually a good thing. So that looks fine. This rail may be complaining later on. Yeah, there we go. If you connect it there, make all of this constructionable, turn this one into this so I don't accidentally build any of them. Great. Great, great, great. So now we have a food and a fabric option if we want to go that route. Let's check our monies. Because right now we're also waiting for these guys to get done. We need the university done as soon as possible. It looks like we got housing done. We have a little bit of space, which is good, but only really 20 people. So once this number reads 550, we're pretty much out of luck. So how we're doing here? You have everything you need. You are still laying bricks, which is just workers. So yeah, I think I can assign this one to the construction office now. Cool. So that one can get started. Just, I want one extra house that's empty so I don't have to worry about people running away, because at some point you will have a population boom, period. That hasn't changed from the previous iteration. So keep that all in mind. But yes, do we want to go with food? This will cost us 35,000. Or do we want to go with clothing? This will cost us 29,000. If we build it this way, it will be a little cheaper. I think food will be a bigger import. That's the main problem there. Food will be a bigger import throughout the whole time, that we probably have to take care of that. So what I'm gonna do, instead of just increasing one, I'll decrease everything that has nothing to do with what we may want to do here. Electronics we don't need right now, plastics we don't need, and then I want about 200 tons of crops. It's actually a little high. This is getting close, 150. A little more food. This is a pretty good ratio. I like that. So I will allow this guy to go to our warehouse and drop off also crops. That is good. And then at some point, I want you to load just food. Yep, I like this. I like that a lot. Cool. So that can get started filling up the crop in this warehouse so we can actually use it when we need it. But I think this is a pretty good start. The other thing that I haven't looked at yet, how much is clothing worth? Clothes for sale are 1,300, okay. Fabric to buy are 360. So this is only a 2 to 1 because it's about 800 to buy this because I need 2 tons of fabric to 1 ton of clothing. I buy it for 800 and I sell it for less than 1,400. So it's not a real win. So I think food is a better option because it's almost a 3x return. So we're going to stay with that. This is good. With food, there is one really easy addition that we can set up, which we will do right now because we have time. Yes, this went really a lot faster than I thought. I don't want to ignore my messages here. Stop production, last chance to buy, vehicle available, vehicle available, vehicle available, stop production. Okay. I'm hoping to see some horses in there, honestly, because we don't need them right now. But no, this looks good. This actually looks great. No job for one person. This number we do have to keep an eye on, which is why we're only going to build one industry right now. Are you guys really just sitting around? Is this one already ready for... Yeah, you're already ready for laying bricks. Cool. That tells me we can start on these two. Which this one will take forever because we don't have a paver and we don't have a roller. So yeah, that's going to be a little problem, but that should be fine. I don't even know what the internal storage on this food factory is at this point, but let's see. Can we see it here? 72 and 25. That's fine. I can probably use this to pick up food directly from the factory to deliver to the store, and that will make life easy, and this can be just our export. I honestly, actually no, it doesn't matter because the distribution office is assigned to right here to pick up and drop off. So it all is the same thing. Cool. No, the next thing, farms. We have space for farms, and farms will not require workers, which is going to be a problem for a little while. So it will be nice to just use workerless industries. Looking at this, I don't really want to terraform, and I do know that the fastest harvester that we had was over here. I'm not going to use this one because it looks exactly like the next level. I just don't like the icon. So we're going to use this harvester, speed 13. The difference is really small. It is about a third of the harvesters that you can have available in the 60s. The harvesters in the 60s can do 3 large fields and 1 medium field per year. So that is 4 fields. I hope that with luck I can do 2 large fields per this harvester. I'm not sure, but that's the math that I'm going to go with. If there's a little bit left on the field, but not a lot, we did well. Otherwise, I have to change that to 1 large and 1 medium field per harvester, which is probably more reasonable, but we'll see. We'll see how that works out. So that's what we're going to start with. And the farms that we have available, obviously there's a bunch of small farms that we could use. I don't like them because they only have parking spots for an uneven number, which I don't like, or they're really too big. Looking at the spots here, these are 4s, I think, I guess. But in this case, ooh. There's a distribution office here that I could use. There's something to be said. No, I think I can just put a silo or a barn or something similar at the farm and use 1 or 2 trucks in the farm. So no, I think the smallest one with 6 parking spots will be sufficient. Maybe not though. Maybe not though. I'm doing math here in my head and it's not really working out very well for me, so pardon me. Bear with me, please. Early European farm barn. Interesting. It's really small. I don't want to go that small. Let's go, maybe we have to go with the 12, which is the standard size from what we had before. And if we have 12, if I assume two trucks that are faster than any of the harvesters and tractors, then we could have 5 vehicles. I think the farm can assign itself more than 20 units, so that shouldn't be a problem. So 5 vehicles, of each would give us 20 fields. Can I fit 20 fields here? That should really be the big problem, or the big question. So let's get started on that first. Let's start right here. Not really sure that we're going to use it for anything else. I hope that we're going to be able to use most of the area. Come on, there you go. 1, 2, 3. Like, I don't want much of this. There's already a little bit of the field missing. I just don't want that to happen too often. That's my worry here. I don't want to lose a lot of that field, so maybe we just take a corner here. 1, 2, 3. That's not good enough. there's not enough of that field left over. Yeah, keep this running. Good. Are our fields or our farms the best way to start? No, absolutely not. So don't even think to go there. I think this is the problem that we have. Can I bulldoze you to an acceptable level where we can actually build a farm field on this? Really hope so. Try that again. It's not red anymore, so I hope that is an indicator for good. Nope, it's not an indicator for anything. Go away. I do have one bulldozer. Let's see how fast he can do something. Level terrain. Do you need a free bulldozer, though? I don't have a free bulldozer, apparently. Is this going up or down? To me, it looked like it was going down. It may actually be going up. Nope, it's definitely going up. And everything up here is going up, so I don't think that will solve any of my problems. Sorry about that. Roll back. We could put another field right here. You're doing the same? No, you're not doing the same thing. You look fine. So we are at what? 4 fields now. Continue doing what we're doing. 5. That looks fine. It's just a little bit missing in there. 6. Also a little bit missing in there. That's fine. We want 20 if we can, but we also don't want to go too big. So this right now would allow 3 trucks and 3 harvesters to do their thing. I don't think there is a farm that has 8 vehicles that I have. So no, this is 6, this is 12. 6, 8. This may be the winner. How big are you? You're not very big. And you have a rail connection already. You may be the winner for 6 fields. But we're not going to leave 6 fields because I have 2 more fields that I can at least place here. So we'll see. We'll see what I'm going to do with you. 1, 2, 3. And there's also always the thing that you have to look for. At some point, you are going to be able to upgrade your vehicles. And that's actually something that someone suggested, that by 1970, I have to have upgraded all my old vehicles to be more efficient than the better vehicles. And I kind of like that idea, I like that thought. So we may do that once we get there. Cool. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fields. I am very comfortable putting in a farm here that has 3 and 3, which is that farm that I just had with the 8 spots may be perfect for what I want to do. So let's find that again. There you are. Hillside Farm. I will place you, should I place you really far that way? I do want you relatively centered, and I'm looking at the rail connection that's already on there. I like where that is. So yeah, we'll pop you right here. We only have dirt roads at this point. It's just the part of the game when you start this early, and that should be fine. Get you in there, get you in there, get you here. You hopefully can do what you need to do. Very good. It's nice that the farm has these connections on both sides. I'm not sure if they're going to be super useful, but we'll just play with them as we need it. This will be the connection to our distribution office when we need it. And this was the reason, actually, why I was thinking I may not want to put the farm this far away from the distribution office, because it is quite a way to run, but it may be just fine. What? Some infrastructure in the way? What are you talking about? No excavator. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I just need one, that's why we can't have one. Yep, come out here, and then I would like... No, there you go. I would like this one to just be connected in some way, and then I have to read how much storage did this guy actually have. This one. You can store 100 tons of crops. That is actually a really good barn size. Really, really good size. I like that. Do you have storage for fuel? The other question we have to answer. You can import fuel. So all I need now is to give this guy power. It's really not that far away from the fuel station either, so maybe... no, they're really slow. They're really, really slow. I'd rather have this get their own power. But to do that, I really only have two options. One option is small wind power plant. How much does this cost? Every time I click this button, I'm worried that I'm going to auto-build something. Then usually when I'm not worried about it, that's the time when I actually click something. So 6,000 for this guy. It's not the end of the world if we can build that. You cost 900. Yeah, that's not even comparable, because even with wires, after we have the wires here, this is not going to cost anything. I would like you to come as far away as possible, because who knows, at some point I may want to use this power connection for other reasons. Aww! I keep doing it. I keep doing it. I should stop comparing prices. It's not worth it. That was only 1,000 that I lost there, but I lost it, and that's not the game we're playing. Not at all. Let's try this again. This time, auto build is definitely off. So put you there, get the smallest wire out here. There is a potential that we should think about adding in a switch in here, but even if I have to at some point, should be fine. Unpause. Thank you. Because we need to move things around. This is great. This is great. We're almost in the first winter, and normally I skip over the winter, but in this case I don't think I will, because we are not sure that I'm going to survive the winter yet. So that is the first thing we're going to find out when we're done here. I wonder what I'm going to do with that rail connection. At some point you probably will run through here. Overlaps with something. Overlaps with something. I just want to make sure that we can actually build this. Yeah, there's a little piece of wire right there. You could say, well, just delete the wire, but if I do that, then I will have two entrances to this wire, which may get really hard to build. So let's just remove all of this, then get a second track. Just connect it here. Planning ahead a little bit, not going to hurt you. And I actually like how this runs through the field. So yes. You come out here, and this can be our... You need a free excavator. Great. You always want a little bit of a... I guess that hasn't changed. You always want a little bit of a rail yard, at least to wait here. But as long as I see these guys at least sitting here... No, why are you doing that? As long as I see these guys sitting here, I should at least remember that that's something that I want to put here. Something else that I can do, because we are here, is get a couple medium fields in here, because, hey, if we can fit them, we can fit them, and that is great. Too much stones, that's nonsense. Put one there and put one there, and then why not put one here? This is more for later. I'm not expecting us to fill these all up, and I may actually not even assign them to the farm once the farm is completed, but that is a problem for then. We have excavator sitting here, so now complete this guy so I don't forget, because I will. Oh, how are you green now? The whole time earlier you told me you couldn't build it there, and now you're just green. We'll just take the outside one first. Keep this one long enough for something to run. You don't actually... Ooh, that's the other thing I should probably think about a little more seriously. You don't actually need double track everything anymore. You can get the rail distribution office now, and that will make your life so much easier for this. You can probably do most of this with just one train if you really wanted to. Sounds pretty exciting, huh? It is to me. Take you back a little more. This is where I want the crossing. This is all concrete track, by the way. None of it is wood track. Is that fair? Yes, I think so. When did they start with concrete tracks? I have no idea. It's okay. So yeah, let's get that assigned to the construction office. I'm not going to plan a rail construction office yet, but it's probably going to exist somewhere in this area. Great. Why is there a footpath connection right here? It seems like a really bad place for it, but curious right now just to see if that site is reachable from here. Nope, not at this point, but I'm pretty sure later on we can easily reach that. Even if we can't, there are ways to get that working and moving and doing the things that we need to do. How are we doing over here? Nobody's living with their parents. That's good. This is nice. This number has not changed. This number is staying pretty high. Sport enjoyment has gone up a little bit. That is excellent. This is constructing. It's just really, really, really slow. That's all right. What are we doing over here? We are also laying bricks. We're laying bricks everywhere. That actually makes me think I could add another bus. Because I'm assuming, yeah, we always have some people there. No, actually, our unemployment is pretty low. So I don't see us... That number makes me think we may want to allow some people. No work as a mechanism. Yeah, it's just, let's just allow some there, then we don't need a bus and they can just figure out where they need to go. Great. So at this point, it's really just waiting until something gets done because you don't want to assign much more, and winter is pretty much here. Should start snowing in about a month, and it's starting to get cold now. Let's turn the temperature on instead of the other stuff. 18 degrees. Yeah, that's still okay, but it's not the end of the world yet. Who do we want to follow for a little while to see if something gets built? I don't think you're going to be very busy, but you will just go back and forth a lot. So let's follow this guy just for a little bit. I'll see you in a sec. I don't like how many trees are there because you can actually not see that vehicle going around, so that wasn't that exciting. This guy doesn't have any animations really as far as I can tell, but it needs to get done. Luckily, we have all the materials that we need to get this done. It's just going to take a little while until it's ready for, I guess, a crane. Yeah, just time now. At this point, it's just waiting, but we have an industry set up. We probably have a lot of crops already. I'm actually considering we turn this down. That's good. If we turn that down, I can turn this up to more than 50% on that warehouse. Where are you? This warehouse. Which should mean we actually get more crops in here than this, so when we get started on producing things, it won't take that long. Wow, this got done really fast. I'm kind of impressed by that. Yep, but now we're just in laying brick phase, and that is a pretty good plan. It's 33 minutes. I think that's a pretty good time. I will let at least a couple buildings get done, and then we get started. Actually, there's a lot of vehicles waiting here, not doing anything. Let's get started on this guy. I shouldn't forget there is a rail connection here, so let's give myself a chance to use that later on. Very good. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but there it is. Citizens' happiness is too low. That is a concerning notification. What's your problem, sir? 47%. You can't go to school because there's no school or place available. That is not true. Your school is right here. Can you not get to it? You can't. You should be able... Oh, let's do this. Send the students here. That should take care of that. The next one is no kindergarten or places available. I'm not that worried about that because only 2 of you have that problem. Crimes were not patrolled. That's bad. Pub and tavern and place of spirituality. So yes, this place is not doing so hot, but I think with the students waiting there, they can go straight to the school and then they get what they need. I don't think there's anything else missing from you. That's fine. Yeah, no, I think this is episode 2. We have an industry. We have farms going up. Should I purchase some vehicles already while I have money? Part of me thinks yes, and part of me thinks no. So speed 20, these are good, and I said 3 and 3. If I do that, we're full on our vehicle spots, and I don't really want to do that. So no, let's wait on that, see what we need to do later on. But I like this setup. I like where we are. I think this will make a lot of money, and we are close enough to the border that we can make all of this work even with dirt roads. Again, I don't have snowplows yet. Snowplows are relatively expensive, and at this stage of the game, they don't help you that much, so I want to save that expense for now. And just purchase other things. So once we have income, once we have this guy actually working, I will change that, and we will get a snowplow and actually get some gravel roads here. But even that, at this point, I don't even want to start gravel roads, because gravel roads cost a lot of gravel. I don't know if you knew that. And if you go that route, you're just going to lose a lot of money for importing that gravel. Once we're producing our own gravel, we're going to upgrade all of these to gravel roads. Everything that's accessible or necessary will be a gravel road, but not yet, not right now, but we're getting there. Great. I think, yeah, I'm stretching here. I think we're going to get a little bit done, and once things are moving again, or once we have something to do, I will have you come back. But for right now, let's just... Ooh, did you just deliver something cool? No, nothing cool. For right now, I'm just going to try to get these 2 buildings done, and then we see where we are. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to turn my camera off because I want to give you a little time lapse of what's going on here. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming by. I hope everything is good when I'm done with this. 66, 94, and 8% are pretty good. I'm going to save this because if something goes wrong, I don't want to undo. I'm just going to leave this like this, and you can watch it and see what happens.